Facing insults can be a real thorn in our side. They can leave us feeling hurt, angry, or even confused. But what if we could approach these situations differently? Instead of letting insults get us down, we could use them as an opportunity to grow and become a stronger person. This guide will explore various Buddhist principles that can help you deal with insults in a mindful and empowering way. We'll cover practices like non-attachment, compassion, mindful responses, and using I statements. We'll also delve into the importance of letting go and moving on, as well as learning and growing from the experience. By the end of this guide, you'll be equipped with strategies to navigate insults with grace, resilience, and inner peace. Join us on a transformative exploration through the lens of Buddhist teachings. If you're ready to cultivate inner strength, compassion, and resilience, subscribe for more insightful content on our journey to a more patient and fulfilling life. Being called names or insulted can be a real test of our composure. But what if, instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, we could draw upon the wisdom of Buddhist teachings to navigate these situations with grace and inner peace? Here's how to stay calm and respond skillfully when someone throws your way an insult. 1. Stay calm. This is the foundation of responding with Buddhist wisdom. Take a deep breath and resist the urge to react impulsively. Imagine yourself as a mountain, unfazed by the wind that whips around it. This initial pause allows you to collect your thoughts and choose a more mindful response. Words can sting. A careless remark, a barbed comment, or a full-blown insult can trigger anger, hurt, frustration. In these moments, reacting impulsively can escalate the situation and leave us feeling worse. Buddhist teachings offer a powerful framework for staying calm in the face of insults. It's a practice that goes beyond simply suppressing emotions. It's about cultivating awareness, understanding the roots of our reactions, and choosing a response that aligns with our values. When we react impulsively, our emotions cloud our judgment. We say things we regret, take actions that escalate the situation, and miss the opportunity to respond skillfully. Staying calm allows us to see the situation clearly, assess our options, and choose a response that serves us best. Emotions are contagious. Anger begets anger, and defensiveness fuels further hostility. By staying calm, we interrupt this cycle. Our composure can act as a calming influence on the other person, de-escalating the situation and creating space for a more constructive conversation. When we react impulsively, we give away our power. We allow the other person's words to dictate our emotions and well-being. Staying calm, however, empowers us. We choose our response. We maintain our inner peace regardless of the external situation. Our breath is a powerful tool for calming the mind and body. When you feel the urge to react impulsively, take a few slow, deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. With each breath, feel your body relax and your mind become clearer. Regular meditation practice cultivates a sense of awareness of our thoughts and emotions. We learn to observe them without judgment, allowing them to arise and pass without getting swept away by them. This practice translates into everyday life, enabling us to respond to insults with mindful awareness rather than impulsive reaction. Counting to 10. This simple technique may seem cliché, but its effectiveness lies in its ability to create a pause. Counting to 10 forces us to take a step back from the situation and allows our emotions to cool down before we act or speak. Staying calm isn't about becoming passive or bottling up our emotions. It's about creating space for a more mindful response. 2. Recognize the source. Ask yourself, where might this insult be coming from? Is the person having a bad day? Do they project their own insecurities? Understanding the root cause of the insult can help you detach from taking it personally. It might not be about you at all. The sting of an insult can linger long after the words are spoken. It can leave us feeling hurt, angry, and confused. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, we could use this experience as an opportunity for growth and understanding? Buddhist teachings guide us towards a powerful strategy: recognizing the source of the insult. By asking ourselves, where might this insult be coming from? We can unlock a new perspective, one that allows us to detach from taking it personally. Imagine walking through a beautiful garden when a sudden gust of wind throws a handful of dust in our face. The dust stings our eyes, momentarily obscuring our vision. Our natural reaction might be to swat it away and feel frustration towards the wind. However, the wind isn't inherently malicious. It's simply a force of nature. Similarly, insults can be like dust storms in our social interactions. They create discomfort and irritation, but understanding the source of the wind can help us navigate the situation more skillfully. Here's why recognizing the source of an insult is so important. When we take insults personally, we assume the words are a direct reflection of our own worth. However, by recognizing the source, we can see that the insult might be more about the other person than ourselves. Perhaps they are having a bad day, struggling with their own insecurities, or simply lack healthy communication skills. By understanding the why behind the insult, we can cultivate empathy for the person who uttered it. Are they feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or threatened? This shift in perspective allows us to see the situation as a potential opportunity to connect and offer support, rather than fueling a cycle of negativity. When we understand the source of an insult, we can begin to disarm its power. If we know the person is projecting their own insecurities, their words lose their sting. We recognize them for what they are, an outward expression of an internal struggle. Not every insult requires a response. Sometimes the most powerful reaction is no reaction at all. If the situation doesn't need a conversation, simply walk away and maintain your composure. By detaching from the impulse to take things personally, we open ourselves to a more understanding and compassionate perspective. This shift can not only protect our own well-being, but also foster more meaningful connections with others. 3. Non-attachment. Non-attachment in this topic means not letting the insult define you or control your emotions. The words hold no power unless you give them power. Imagine the insult as a leaf blowing past you. You acknowledge it, but it doesn't stick. Imagine walking down a serene path, the sun dappling through the leaves as a gentle breeze carries the sweet scent of wildflowers. Suddenly, a gust of wind whips past, carrying a piece of trash that grazes your arm. It might startle you momentarily, but you quickly brush it off and continue your walk, the beauty of the surroundings undimmed. Non-attachment doesn't mean indifference or apathy. It's about not letting the insult define you or control your emotions. Just as the piece of trash didn't cling to you on your walk, the words of the insult hold no power unless you give them power. The core principle of non-attachment lies in understanding that our self-worth is not dependent on external validation. When we are attached to what others think of us, we give them power over our emotions and self-esteem. An insult can then feel like a devastating blow, diminishing our sense of self. Non-attachment allows us to reclaim our power. Our worth is not contingent on someone else's words. Reacting impulsively to an insult only fuels the fire. Non-attachment allows us to observe the insult without getting caught up in it. We can choose how to respond rather than being controlled by our emotions. An insult can disrupt our inner peace and leave us feeling upset or agitated. Non-attachment, however, acts like a shield. We acknowledge the insult, but it doesn't penetrate our sense of well-being. We recognize that external words can't define our internal peace. The lotus flower thrives in muddy water, its petals remaining pristine and untouched by the dirt. Similarly, we can choose to remain unstained by negative words. However, non-attachment doesn't mean pretending the insult didn't happen. It's about acknowledging it without getting swept away by it. Everything in life is impermanent, including emotions and thoughts. The sting of an insult will eventually fade. Remembering this impermanence can help us detach from its immediate impact. The way we talk to ourselves plays a significant role in how we perceive insults. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations that reinforce your self-worth. By cultivating non-attachment, we cultivate resilience. We learn to navigate the inevitable challenges of life, including insults, with greater grace and inner peace. We discover the true source of our power. It lies not in external validation, but within ourselves. It thrives on our values, our self-compassion, and our ability to choose how we respond to the world around us. 4. Practice compassion. Instead of fueling the fire with anger, consider extending compassion to the person who insulted you. They might be struggling with something you know nothing about. Compassion doesn't excuse their behavior, but it allows you to respond from a place of understanding, not hostility. In the face of an insult, our natural instinct might be to retaliate. Anger flares, ready to fuel a fiery response. However, Buddhist teachings offer a different path, the path of compassion. Instead of escalating the situation, we consider the possibility that the person who insulted us might be struggling with something we know nothing about. Think of a garden. A beautiful rose might lash out with its thorns if you try to touch it too quickly. However, once you understand that the rose is simply protecting itself, you can approach it with care and gentleness, allowing you to appreciate its beauty. Compassion allows us to see beyond the thorns of an insult and understand the person behind the words. Compassion can be disarming. When we respond with kindness and understanding, it can take the wind out of the sails of anger. The person who insulted us might be surprised by our reaction, leading to a de-escalation of the situation. By putting ourselves in the other person's shoes, we can start to understand what might be causing them to lash out. Perhaps they are facing a personal crisis, feeling insecure, or simply having a bad day. Choosing compassion allows us to maintain our inner peace, regardless of the external situation. We don't give away our power by reacting with anger or resentment. We choose kindness, which ultimately benefits our own well-being. Despite our differences, we all share the desire for happiness and freedom from suffering. Recognizing this shared humanity can foster compassion, even towards those who behave poorly. Compassion doesn't mean allowing yourself to be mistreated. If the insult was disrespectful, set boundaries and communicate your needs clearly. However, do so from a place of calm assertion, not anger. If you suspect the insult stems from the person's own struggles, consider offering support. This doesn't necessarily mean fixing their problems, but simply acknowledging their pain and expressing your willingness to listen. Holding on to anger and resentment towards the person who insulted you only hurts you in the long run. Practicing forgiveness allows you to let go of the negativity and move on with your life. When we are kind to ourselves, it becomes easier to be kind to others, even those who have wronged us. By choosing compassion in the face of insults, we become more resilient. We learn to navigate the challenges of life with grace and understanding. This approach benefits not only ourselves, but also creates a ripple effect of positive energy in the world around us. Just as a single seed can blossom into a beautiful flower, a single act of compassion can transform a difficult situation into a more harmonious one. 5. Respond with mindfulness. Once you've calmed your emotions, consider if a response is even necessary. Sometimes silence speaks volumes. If you do choose to respond, keep it clear and concise. Avoid name-calling or stooping to their level. Focus on stating your boundaries or calmly clarifying any misunderstandings. The initial pause after an insult, the space cultivated by staying calm and recognizing the source, is crucial. Here, nestled in that quiet space, lies the opportunity for a mindful response. This response isn't about reacting impulsively or blindly following societal expectations. It's about choosing your words with intention and clarity, ensuring your response aligns with your values and fosters a more positive outcome. Imagine a sculptor facing a rough block of stone. They don't simply chip away at the stone in a fit of anger. They visualize the finished masterpiece, taking each stroke with meticulous care. Similarly, a mindful response requires careful consideration, crafted with the desired outcome in mind. Responding impulsively often leads to saying things you regret. A mindful response allows us to stay composed and maintain our dignity, even in the face of provocation. A mindful response, often calm and assertive, can de-escalate a heated situation. It sends a message that you are willing to communicate but won't be drawn into a negativity spiral. Take a moment to assess the situation. Do you need to clarify a misunderstanding? Set boundaries? Understanding the purpose of our response will help we choose the most appropriate words. A mindful response doesn't always require elaborate words. Sometimes, a simple facial expression or body language can convey your message. 6. Use I statements. I statements can be a powerful tool for communicating your feelings without placing blame. For example, I feel disrespected when you speak to me that way. This approach encourages the other person to consider your perspective without feeling attacked. In the aftermath of an insult, the urge to lash out or point fingers can be strong. However, Buddhist teachings guide us towards a more skillful approach, using I statements. These statements allow us to communicate our feelings and needs without placing blame on the other person. Imagine a bridge. It connects two separate points, allowing for communication and understanding. I statements function similarly, bridging the gap between your experience and the other person's perspective, fostering a more constructive dialogue. Think about the difference between saying, "You're always interrupting me," and "I feel frustrated when I'm cut off mid-sentence." The first statement is accusatory and likely to put the other person on the defensive. The I statement, however, expresses your feelings directly while acknowledging your own experience. I statements is so effective when responding to insults. When we blame someone, they are more likely to become defensive. I statements, on the other hand, invite the other person to consider our perspective without feeling attacked. I statements help us focus on how the insult made us feel, rather than simply attacking the other person's character. This shift in focus can pave the way for a more empathetic conversation. By using I statements, we take ownership of our own emotions. We aren't blaming the other person for making us feel a certain way, but acknowledging that their words triggered specific emotions within us. Using I statements doesn't guarantee a positive outcome. However, it increases the chances of having a constructive conversation where both parties feel heard and respected. The more specific you are about your feelings and the triggering behavior, the better. For example, "I feel frustrated when you interrupt me in the middle of a sentence. It would be helpful if you could let me finish my thought before sharing your own." Even when using I statements, it's important to maintain a calm and assertive tone. Avoid accusations or yelling. By mastering the art of I statements, we empower ourselves to communicate effectively, even in challenging situations. We create space for open communication and understanding, fostering a more harmonious environment. Just like a key unlocks a door, I statements unlock the potential for positive resolution in the face of insults, allowing us to move beyond negativity and build stronger relationships. 7. Let go and move on. Don't ruminate on the insult or replay it in your mind. Holding on to negativity only hurts you. Practice forgiveness, not for the other person necessarily, but for your own peace of mind. The sting of an insult can linger long after the words are spoken. We replay it in our minds, dissecting each syllable, allowing it to steal our peace and well-being. But what if, instead of clinging to negativity, we could choose to let go and move on? Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of releasing the grip of anger and resentment, not necessarily for the benefit of the person who insulted us, but for our own inner peace. Imagine yourself holding on to a hot coal. The longer you hold on, the more it burns you. Letting go, however painful initially, allows you to find relief. Similarly, letting go of an insult allows us to release the emotional pain it inflicts. Here's why letting go of an insult and moving on is crucial for our well-being. Holding on to negativity fuels stress and anxiety. Letting go allows us to release those negative emotions, promoting greater inner peace. When our minds are cluttered with anger and resentment, it's difficult to think clearly. Letting go frees up mental space, allowing us to focus on more positive aspects of life. By consciously choosing to let go, we cultivate resilience and emotional intelligence. We learn not to be controlled by external negativity. So how do we let go of an insult and move on? Instead of suppressing your emotions, acknowledge that you've been hurt or angered. Bottling up emotions can hinder the process of letting go. Forgiveness doesn't mean accepting the insult. It means releasing the negativity and choosing not to let it control your thoughts and emotions. Think of forgiveness as a gift you give yourself, not the person who insulted you. Ruminating on the past only keeps us trapped in negativity. Mindfulness practices like meditation can help us focus on the present moment, allowing the insult to lose its hold. Writing down your thoughts and feelings about the insult can be a cathartic experience and aid in processing the emotion. Exercise is a natural stress reliever. Engaging in physical activity can help release pent-up emotions and promote a sense of well-being. Immersing yourself in nature has a calming effect. Spending time outdoors can help clear your mind and promote a sense of peace. Be kind to ourselves. It's natural to feel hurt by an insult. Offer our self-understanding and support throughout the letting go process. Letting go doesn't mean allowing ourselves to be mistreated. If someone continues to insult us, set boundaries and limit our interaction with them. Shift your focus to the positive aspects of our life. Surround ourselves with supportive people and engage in activities that bring us joy. By choosing to let go, we take back control of our emotions. We move beyond the negativity of the insult and embrace the present moment with greater clarity and peace. Just as a river flows relentlessly, carrying away debris and leaving only clean water in its wake, we can choose to let go of the insult, allowing it to lose its power over us. We can move forward stronger and more resilient, with inner peace as our guiding light. 8. Learn and grow. Reflect on the situation. Was there anything you could have done differently? Use this experience as an opportunity to strengthen your communication skills or develop thicker skin. An insult, though painful, can be a catalyst for personal development. By embracing the philosophy of learn and grow, we can use this challenging experience as a springboard to strengthen our communication skills, develop resilience, and ultimately, emerge stronger. Imagine ourselves encountering a rough, unpolished stone. With careful work, that stone can be shaped and transformed into a beautiful sculpture. Similarly, an insult, though initially raw and hurtful, can be used to refine our responses and build emotional resilience. Reflect on the situation and consider if there were any communication missteps on our part. This self-reflection can help us improve our communication skills to prevent similar situations in the future. Life is full of challenges, and insults are just one part of the equation. Learning to navigate these challenges with grace and strength builds resilience, a crucial skill for navigating life's curveballs. Insults can trigger insecurities. By reflecting on how the insult affected us, we gain valuable insights into our own triggers and vulnerabilities. This self-awareness allows us to work on strengthening these areas. Don't jump into conclusions. Once you've calmed down, take time to reflect on the situation. Consider the context, the other person's behavior, and your own communication style. Focus on aspects of the situation that we can control. This could be our communication style, our reaction to the insult, or the boundaries we set in the future. Be kind to yourself. Learning and growing takes time. Acknowledge your effort and celebrate your progress, however small it may seem. While essential to move on, forgiveness doesn't erase what happened. It allows you to let go of the negativity and focus on growth. While some sensitivity is healthy, constantly dwelling on insults can be debilitating. Developing thicker skin is about learning to let things go without taking them personally. Remind yourself of our core values and what truly matters to us. This grounding exercise can help us weather the storm of an insult and emerge stronger. Learning and growing from an insult is about embracing the power of perspective. Life's challenges, including insults, can become stepping stones on your journey towards becoming a more resilient, self-aware, and emotionally intelligent individual. Just like a seed that thrives even in harsh conditions, we can use the experience of an insult to cultivate strength, wisdom, and the ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and confidence. This guide has explored various Buddhist principles that empower us to deal with insults mindfully. We've delved into the power of non-attachment, the transformative potential of compassion, and the importance of crafting mindful responses. We've explored the art of using I statements to communicate effectively and the significance of letting go and moving on. Finally, we've discussed the transformative power of learning and growing from challenging experiences. By incorporating these practices into our life, we can develop resilience, strengthen our communication skills, and ultimately emerge stronger and more self-aware. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for further resources on mindfulness and emotional intelligence. True power lies not in reacting to negativity, but in responding with grace and wisdom. Let's start cultivating a world where insults lose their sting and compassion reigns supreme.